Okay, then now we've looked at division, but what do we do when we've got division with decimals then? Well, let's say that we've got 3.11 divided by 6 here. Well, it's very simple, exactly the same rules as before. Think of the top numbers as being sweeties and the bottom number as being number of children about to eat the sweets. Well, 3 divided by 6 doesn't go, goes 0 times, nobody gets a sweet, and all of those 3 sweets are left over. Decimal point goes in the same place in the answer, so before I start to divide 31, I make sure that I've got my decimal point in the answer. 6 divided by 31 goes 5 times, and there's 1 left over, because 6 5s are 30, and we had 31 there. 11 divided by 6 goes 1 time, and there are 5 left over. We then add some decimal zeros here. We now get 50 divided by 6. Well, 6 8s are 48, and 2 left over. So we carry on doing our division until we think that we've come to a reasonable answer. Well, 20 divided by 6 is 6 12, 3 6s are 18. We had 20 there, so that's going to give us 2 left over. And now we're starting to see a repeating pattern, so we don't need to continue anymore, because we can actually put a recurring dot over there. 20 divided by 6 is going to continue to be 3 times 3 left over, 3 times 2 left over, 3 times 2 left over. So this is an exact answer. Let's approximate it to 2 decimal places. If we're going to approximate to 2 decimal places, we chop here. We look at the number after where we are chopping. This number is bigger than a 5, so we will add 1 to this number. So our approximation to 2 decimal places will be 0.52. If the number afterwards had been a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, the 1 would have stayed exactly the same. But it wasn't. It was an 8, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. We add 1 to here. So 3.11 divided by 6 gives us the answer of 0.52 to 2 decimal places. What would we have done then if we had had the number 3.11 and we were dividing it by 0.06? Well, when we had the decimal point on the top, it wasn't a problem to divide at all. We just put the decimal point in the same answer in the question as it had been in the original answer, in the original question. Well, what do we do then when we have a decimal point on the bottom? Well, decimal points on the bottom of a division are not allowed. So we have to change it. Okay, let's take our 3.11 divided by 0.06. Now, if it's not allowed on the bottom, then I have to change this to an equivalent fraction, which I can multiply the top and the bottom numbers both by 100. If I do that, I would get 311 on the top, and I would get 6 on the bottom. 0.06 times 100 is 6. Now I've taken away the decimal point on the bottom. 3.11 divided by 0.06 is exactly the same as the equivalent fraction 311 divided by 6. And this division I'm allowed to do. So now I can work out 311 divided by 6. 31 into 6 goes 5 times, 1 left over. 11 into 6 goes 1 time, 5 left over. Put my decimal point in here, put my decimal point in the answer, and then start adding my decimal zeros. 6 into 50 go 8 times, 2 left over. New decimal point. 6 is into 20, go 3 times, 2 left over. I'm going to be getting the pattern here of repeating, giving me the exact answer of 51.83 recurring, which, let's take this to 1 decimal point, is 58.3. We're going to do answer to 1 decimal place, so we chop after the 8. Look at the number after the 8. It was a 3. Oh, that number is less than 5, so we actually don't do anything to our 8. It stays as an 8. It doesn't go up 1. So our number is 51.821 decimal place. And I'm sorry for my really bad writing here, but these pens are not very accurate to answer with. So there we have it, division with decimals.